to plug it into it.
Yeah, I forget how.
How would they make copies?
The same way you'd put your original would be like on the left. You'd have to feed it. You'd need a copier. You couldn't do it with this machine probably.
But
So
back
like the same way people did with VCR copies back in the early '80s. You know,
right.
tape to tape. You'd
is it the same thing? How it would degrade?
Yeah,
like
for
with
sure,
each generation.
yeah,
Remember,
yeah.
you'd get porns from your friend, and it was like someone threw mud in your eye. You try to watch what the fuck is happening on the screen because it was so many generations of copied.
Do you remember when porn was watched like this?
I don't remember it, but I heard about it, and I remember that movie about the dude from Hogan's Heroes. That was he was on Hogan's Heroes, and after Hogan's Heroes, he just went around making his own homemade porn. And he had one of these kind of things, one of the home projector type deals.
Porn in those days, if you went to the back of a dirty magazine, not Playboy and not Penthouse, but anything else, they would actually send you a projector with 3 movies for, say, $14.95. It was a low-end projector. It probably going to work 10 times, but at least you got to watch porn. And they'd send you a reel-to-reel. That was so bad. Porn was so bad. And I still remember a story with me and my friends chipping in and getting the fucking reel-to-reel with the thing and plugging it in the wall and putting sheets on the windows. And it was just horrible, horrible porn. Like chicks they would find off the streets, flapjack titties, somebody turned cigarettes off on the chest.
Oof.
And this chick was half on drugs, and she had to suck the guy's dick. And the most vivid picture I remember is when she took the mayonnaise with the bread. Like, she was sucking this guy's dick. The guy's dick had been beat up. And she took mayonnaise, Miracle Whip. That's why I never liked Miracle Whip. She put it on the bread and made a dick sandwich and bit into his dick. And it was like me and 3 other 12-year-olds. Dog, we almost had a heart attack. Do you understand me? Like, our heads blew up. Like, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Turn it off. Who wants this fucking projector?
Like that?
No. It was a cheap little projector. You had to put a sheet up on the wall and use it as a screen. You had to fucking shade up all your windows in the attic, because I used to do it in my attic because my mother wasn't home. So the first viewing party we had was in my attic. You had to send a money order, and you had to send $1.95 for shipping and handling, S&H. And then it would take 6 weeks to delivery. So you would just you couldn't send it to your house. So I would have to send it to Rogan's house, because I knew his mother and his grandmother worked all day. So they'd never be home. So they would just drop the package off in front of your house. If one of our mothers found that package, we'd be dead. We'd be fucking dead. Can you imagine your mother putting it on, and all of a sudden some chick puts Miracle Whip on a piece of bread and eats into the fucking your dick with
Don't you think moms today probably wouldn't even flinch?
What?
If they found their kid with something like that on his
Are
computer?
you fucking kidding me? Every mom, you talk to any mom of a 15-year-old and go, do you think your son's getting laid? She's like, stop it. I don't want to hear that.
It's true.
No mom wants to hear their son getting laid. The first girl you brought over the house actually bothered your mother.
Oh, I'm sure.
The first 2 girls you brought home actually bothered and irritated the shit out of your mother. It took your mom a while, because you're always going to be that little boy. I can't imagine him getting his dick sucked. I just put diapers on him 10 years ago.
You know what else they worry about? They worry about you getting somebody pregnant because you're so stupid. When you're 15, 16, 17, you guys are just doing stupid shit, you know? You don't really know how to pull out that good. How good are you at that? It's not very good. You know, when you were that young, I mean, it's your parents are worried about you doing something dumb. Your parents are worried about you getting pregnant, but they also don't want you having sex.
I had this skinny girlfriend. Like, I always had girls that were friends. And after the girls would leave, my mom would pull me aside and say, what's going on? And I go, nothing, she's just a friend. And I would stream out of the house. I can't believe it, and they were friends. But there was this one skinny girl that I used to bring over in the 7th grade. And my mother caught us one afternoon. Like, she caught us making out. So she asked me as a man. She goes, from now on, do me a fucking favor. If she's here and I'm downstairs, just leave the door open. My mom was one of those, dog. She was one of those. Just do me a favor. Just for me to leave something. When I leave, lock the door. But if I'm here, just leave the door open. And I would leave it open a foot and then try to 8-inch it, 6-inch it. And she would have to come up and say, oh, Antonio, what did I tell you? Leave the fucking door open. And then you're an animal at that age. So at that age, you finally talk them into them. Because all I was doing was dry humping this girl. That's all I was doing. We weren't having sex. I think I sucked the tits one time. We weren't having sex. We were just making out and dry humping. But one day, my mom had the bar stool, and she would just fucking come home in the afternoons to see if I was with this broad. And one day I didn't hear her, and she brought one of her friends up with me. One of her friends with her. And I'm in there just swapping spit with the chick, but I hear something on the wall. Like something's going on. But I kept dry humping it. We had Earth, Wind, and Fire on. Can't Hide Love. Great fucking album. Off That's the Way of the World. I'm dry humping this chick to death. And all of a sudden I hear a ladder slip. And the guy starts yelling, ah, ah. And I ran downstairs. And it was one of my mother's friends, Arnardo. He used to be a bookie at my mother's bar. So my mother goes, I got to get to the bottom of this. I got to know if this kid's getting laid. So he volunteers to put the ladder at the side of the house to see if I'm getting laid, to look in the window.
Oh, my God.
I had an air conditioner with a curtain. He could never see in anyway. But this girl pissed off my mom for years. This went on for about a year. And then I started taking his shirt off and sucking the tits. And my dad came home one day and caught him in the closet. And that was the end. And then my mom would give me shit for a little while. I got to be 12, 13. I'm in the 6th grade. Me and this girl would watch the Osmonds on Friday and Saturday, Donnie and Marie. And I would get pissed off because she had a crush on fucking Donnie. You're a kid. And then one day, but then we figured out, fuck, if they're going to watch us after 3, why don't we play hooky from 12 to 3? We could dry hump for 3 hours and nobody will know. Your grandmother works. My mother's definitely not coming home. So we used to play hooky. And one day they caught us. And her and I had there was 20 feet between us on a fence. Their parents had a house right behind mine. And my mom went into the backyard like the fucking Spanish woman that she is and started yelling, your daughter's a whore.
Oh, no.
She's over here every day. I don't know what they do in that room. I hope she's not sucking his dick.
Oh, my God.
My daughter was my son was a regular little boy until your daughter took over. And I used to walk her home, and I remember walking in the house, and the mom was like, can I talk to you for a second? Your mom's out there yelling horrible things about my daughter, calling her a whore and shit.
Wow.
I had to go home and tell my mom, what's up with that? She's a fucking whore. But it drove my mom crazy. That woman drove and after that, I got a girlfriend, and no more problems after that. It was just this skinny chick that drove my mother fucking crazy.